And one final blog post. This one from John Hutchinson. We bring up periodically. He's working his way through 500 albums of all time, and this one, I loved it. I just had to bring it forth. I don't know if you ladies are Jackson Browne fans. I got a feeling that maybe Steven might be. But as I looked at this, I started binge listening to Jackson Browne yesterday on YouTube. I didn't know any of the songs except for Before the Deluge, but I found some of them and I quite enjoyed them.
I love Jackson Browne, but that's a different story.
Yeah, go ahead. Tell us the story.
Well, I just, he mentions in his post nostalgia. And I think, he mentions Mad Men and, that 1960s Madison Avenue industry of advertising was based on nostalgia. Right. And I don't think we've ever lost that. But there is something, and I remember the very first Jackson Browne song I became aware of was in the movie Fast Times at Ridgemount High. And I believe the song was, She's Got to Be Somebody's Baby. And it was then that I kind of not fell in love with Jackson Browne, but sort of saw him as a different singer for that time. He just, his lyrics and there's a sensitivity about them, but there's a universal experience. And I remember, if I could tell the story one more time, being a major multi-school extravaganza down at Massey Hall back in '83. And I played piano for it in a full house and just a wonderful experience. And as the roadies were coming to clean off the stage, I saw the baby grand, or the grand piano, was still there. And I asked them if I could sit down and play. And I played. And I played a Jackson Browne song, the Load Out, actually, in an empty Massey Hall. But it was a song about just that scene, about the roadies coming and packing up. So
I'll bet you it sounded great. Massey Hall is just so acoustically perfect, isn't it?
Now, did I just name drop? Doug, you're always accusing me of name dropping. So,
and you do a good job. Well, we've had Rachel Johnson and Katie Atwell today as hosts, so let's name drop that.
Yeah, name drop. Yeah, and we're almost out of time here.
Oh wow, that went by quickly.
It sure did. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, do you want to bring us home, Doug Peterson?
Oh, certainly. We've got to go through with absolutely my favorite Jackson Browne song, and you were talking to the ladies before we got started about the gear that they have to put together their show. I feel really insignificant with my little computer and my microphone over here, but I can pack up my stuff, but you guys probably need a team, and so that's where the loadout comes from. Thank you, Katie and Rachel, for joining us this morning. This was great. I loved it.
Now the seats are all empty. Let the roadies take the stage, pack it up and tear it down. They're the first to come and the last to leave, working for that minimum wage. They'll set it up in another town.
So be sure to check out Doug Peterson Friday mornings, 5:00, dougpete.wordpress.com. And we'll be back next week for another This Week in Ontario EduBlogs on Voice Ed Radio.
They got up on their feet and made the show, and that was sweet. But